Wait, no, we're not.
Oh,
Now we're on. Sorry.
psych. Thanks for the false start. Hello and welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. We are back. Um, we had a week off where we actually ran around in Eris, but
And I ran
trying out.
around and did work stuff.
Yes, and you had to go work.
Whatever that is.
Hey, are you sure it's working? I don't see it on YouTube.
Give it like
Uh-oh.
20 seconds.
Okay.
Delays.
Usually it's up before we start.
Yeah, I need to check something. I might have messed up.
Uh-oh.
When I
You're
had
gonna
to
make
reboot.
me do this again?
Uh-huh. You're going to do it till we get it right.
I
Oh,
have
it's
it.
going.
I have it.
Oh, you have it. Yeah,
Okay.
Rhonda has it. So refresh your YouTube, perhaps. All right. I'm off my game, like 129%.
I think we all are.
All right. We'd love for you to join us. Be sure to subscribe so that you can join in the live chat and let us know you're here. You can also check out our website, danddadjokes.com, where you can find news and events. This weekend, Frankfurt Con is coming up, right? That's this weekend? That's what I thought.
On Saturday.
On Saturday. So Frankfurt Con, that's where Rhonda will be running some games. You can check it out.
There is a link on the website.
It is on the website. There's a link on our website. You can see us on Frankfurt Con as well. So check it out. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. Tonight's episode is session 55, entitled Exposure. And since we were out for 2 weeks, I'm going to read the town choir the town crier from 2 weeks ago, Inquisitions. Inside the Dirk Hall, with guards quickly coming, Evangeline pulled out her book and looked for an additional spell to get out quickly. She came across the Dimension Door spell. She, Fix, and Kadeth grabbed Leslin, Reneo, and Forsyth respectively and stepped through the spell's door, because they all cast it, just outside the Dirk Hall's walls. They quickly made their way to the underbelly of Key, where Forsyth guides them to Dornan Jannar, the leader of the underbelly. Dornan, upon recognition that Fix is the new leader of the Jagged Dream, does what he can to accommodate any request made by the party. Inside Dornan's meeting room, the group questioned Reneo. After getting only some questions answered and being unsure which answers are the truth, Fix turns to Philaethus for some additional information and learns that Reneo would most fear exposure. The party discussed some possible options and decided that they would ask Zybella to come to Key, and once she arrived, she compelled Reneo to speak only the truth for as long as the world exists. The group then integrates Reneo further. Integrates what? That is what it says.
That is what it says.
I think it should be interrogate.
Interrogates. Wow, typo. Hey, I'm reading what's written. That's all. That's not my fault. Interrogates Reneo further to discover that several gods are working toward the return of Belsharoon. These gods include Beshaba, Sirik, Lyra, Grumsh, and Arel. And each of the 5 that you have discovered serves one of those gods. Reneo also discloses the other 3 followers of Sirik within the Order of Truth. As they finish interrogation, Evangeline asks about herself to find Reneo saw her path was perfect beyond any orchestration of the gods. The group then decided it was time to go to the Trincinate State. Forsyth carried Reneo in eagle form, while the rest made their way through the streets. On their way, Philaethus contacted Fix. His mother had left the house and was attacked by Gidna. Vineth was able to save her, and she is now resting in the house. Fix asked Philaethus what would make his serving the Jagged Dream more amicable, and to that he did not have an answer. And side note, GM still doesn't have an answer.
42.
42, that's right, 42. Now you just have to figure out the question. All right. So that is where we are at. You are headed toward the Trenson estate. I'm going to say you probably arrived together there. What do you do?
Sorry. So we're at the estate at this point?
Yeah. I mean, unless there was something you wanted to do on the streets, but otherwise, nothing's really going to happen on the streets.
Well, we know who attacked her, so I'm not going to go bother my mother while she's resting and recuperating. But I am going to go look for my brother.
All right. You will find, looking around, you will find Vineth actually in the kitchen. He seems to be pulling some herbs and spices out of the deep from the pantry. Like, I mean, you don't grace the kitchen very often unless you hunt for a midnight snack, but very rarely do you go to the back of the pantry. But he's pulling out herbs and spices from the back of the pantry and seems to be making some kind of something on the cook over the cook fire.
What's for dinner?
He will look up and he'll say, you would have to ask Jennifer what's for dinner. This isn't dinner. Then? I'm cooking something that will hopefully help Mother.
What is your goal? Like, does she need healing?
Well, I've done that. But she's not waking up. I don't know. I can't imagine this. She's used to this kind of stuff. Once she's healed, she should wake up. At least find out what's going on, and then maybe proceed to go back to sleep. But she hasn't woke up.
Did you inspect the wounds?
I did. It did seem like it had some kind of hint of poison. Hence why I'm trying to cook up, not knowing what poison this is. I'm kind of shooting in the dark here. But I mean, by all rights, she's not bleeding out. She's not losing life. She's just not waking up.
Did you attempt to neutralize the poison through magic?
I can't do that.
Over the telepathic link, I'd ask Forsyth if he has that ability.
We had other people with us too, right?
Yes. Everybody walked in with
Because
Fix.
why am I blinking? My master is there.
Yes.
And he's
Erwin, Zybella, and Joy Vey.
Oh, yeah.
Erwin probably can.
Yeah, Erwin would.
If know a lot.
Oh.
If we ask him.
Well, it would have been asked over the link, so it's a Zoom call.
It's a Zoom call.
So what are you wanting me to have the capability to do?
Neutralize poison.
Let me see. I have a dagger of venom.
I didn't say apply. I said neutralize.
I have poison spray.
Same comment.
I'll check with Erwin.
I have greater restoration.
I'll see what Erwin has.
Greater restoration might do it.
Well, lesser restoration would do it.
Lesser restoration would remove poisons. Some
poison
poisons
effect.
at least.
One effect: charm, petrified, curse, reduction, ability scores. One effect: reducing the target's hit points maximum. Well, let's see. Any reduction to one of the target's ability scores would be caused by poison.
Right, so but we just know that she's in a slumber, not necessarily a reduction in
okay, well, charmed or petrified. So that falls under greater restoration. Or a curse.
mean, I'm more than willing to. I'm more than happy to try.
All right. Well, that's up to Jody's interpretation of it. But I can cast Greater Restoration.
I guess it'll come down to us figuring out what the poison was. We kind of have to do it and see if it works. I don't know
Right.
that our characters would know the
No.
specifics.
So
at
I'll
this
go
point.
ahead and cast Greater Restoration on her. And Jody makes the interpretation.
All right. So you guys head to her room. You will.
And I'll leave my brother to continue his alchemy.
Okay. I mean, he's kind of stirred it like, well, I want to know if it works too.
I'll let you know, but if not, then we need other options.
Yeah, because it will get rid of a curse.
Right.
All right, so you head up to the room. You do find her laying in bed. She looks very peaceful. I mean, but she's asleep, unconscious. Looks well. I mean, she's got a tear in her tunic where the knife wound is on her side, and you will see your father kind of sitting next to the bed. He will look up, and he'll say she was out of this house for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
What was? Did I ask her to do something? I don't remember why she was leaving.
No,
No idea.
we don't know why she left is the thing.
Okay.
She didn't tell us.
You did ask her to create a distraction, but you didn't ask her to actually go do it.
Right. Okay.
Or at least, she says 5 minutes. That's what Jennifer tells me. 5 minutes.
Same as in the city.
And of course, it had to be when I wasn't here.
Don't blame yourself. I'll look to Forsyth. And then back to my father. He's going to try something. See if it'll help.
By all means.
And have you inspected her? Head to toe, front to back?
Yeah, the only marking on her is the wound of which she has received.
Okay. Forsyth, if you would, please.
Okay.
All right. You cast Greater Restoration.
Right.
All right. When you cast Greater Restoration, it is. You don't cast this spell very often. Matter of fact, almost never. Matter of fact, I think this is probably the first time you've cast it.
First time Forsyth has cast it, yeah.
Yeah, the first time Forsyth has cast it.
I mean,
So you cast it, and it seems like it almost does like a blanket over top of her laying there for just a brief moment. You get this like magical, almost encasement, and then it all kind of starts to pull back in, right at where that wound is. And when it all pulls in where that wound is, you start to see a wisp of smoke, or it almost looks like smoke. It's almost more like shadow, start to come up out of that wound and up into the air. Forsyth, from your, you figure from your casting, it seems to be working. It's working. It's pulling out not a poison. It is pulling out a curse.
how am I just not surprised?
You see it kind of fill up, and it kind of balls. That magic holds it all in there, and it kind of floats up toward the ceiling a little bit, and then it like just twists and almost implodes, and it disappears.
Cool.
Is the wound still there?
While
The
I'm
wound is still there, yeah.
while I'm
I
here,
mean, it's
I'm
not
watching
bleeding or.
this before it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Sure.
Can I assist?
Sure.
Helps if I have bout dice.
Well, you don't have to roll for an assist. You can just say, I'm going to assist you in that, and she gets advantage.
Oh, that's right.
Different system.
God.
That would be a 27.
Okay.
I need to get a cheat sheet that says D&D. That's fine. Like, and just the
Break 'em
differences.
down.
Believe it or not, playing Pathfinder on Monday night and then D&D on Sunday and whatnot. When Randy's DMing,
Mhm.
I actually am starting to understand when he says, make a this check. And I'm like, oh, you want an intelligence check, right? Or whatever. It's like,
Whatever intelligence is.
Anyway,
Don't look at me. I
I
don't have
rolled a
any.
27.
27. All right.
And I want to see if I can tell what this is, what kind of a curse this is.
Okay. With your 27, you could probably figure that out. Looking at the wound, focusing on the wound a little bit, it looks like almost as if it's cauterized. In a sense, it's got very fresh skin, kind of closed up in it. It looks like quick healing is what it was. You will know, Evangeline, looking at this and watching it very intently as it pulls itself together, in essence, up toward the ceiling and then implodes. You will recognize this as a curse of sleeping death.
All right. I will share, but I
What
will
does that do?
also find a table in this room. I'm sure there's a table address or something.
Yeah, the room is fairly large. There's going to be a side table. There's a table with a basin, like a wash basin and pitcher, like there's.
I'll go to that table. I'll move the basin and the wash pitcher off, set it on the floor. I'm going to open the book.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the quill.
It is. It is the master bedroom of a lord and lady that's very prominent of this.
Okay.
It's not a tiny bedroom. It's got furniture.
That's okay. I turned. I saw it works. I'm not very charismatic or practical for that matter.
Hey, it works. You needed
Open
a flat
the book.
surface. Move this.
Take the quill. And I'm going to put the quill to the page. And I'm going to concentrate and I'm going to start writing Curse of Sleeping Death.
All right.
And see what the book might have for me.
All right. As you start to glean from the book, is anybody else doing anything?
I'm waiting to see if she starts to wake up.
It seems to be taking a little while. She is starting to stir, more movement than you first noticed when you walked in, of course. She is starting to stir and she's trying to pull herself up out of sleep, but it seems to be taking a little bit.
Yeah. And she's in essentially her skivvies, right? Nothing.
Oh,
No equipment.
she's in a robe, like she's
Okay.
dressed. It's not. She's
Not like
not gonna flap
equipment.
open. Yeah, no, she's not got any equipment or anything.
Kadath, can you see if there's any magic on her?
Sure. I'll detect magic.
All right. Will you
That
find?
looks that can actually. My understanding is you can see like a certain distance within objects, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can in any object that you can't see, you can sense. It's not necessarily that you can sense exactly what it is or where it is, but you can sense that it's present.
And if we think there's magic in a place that can't be seen but it's close by, I can make that
Yeah, you can
work
X-ray
too.
vision it.
I can do my X-ray vision.
Sneaky
Him and
warlock.
Yep.
Yep, you are Superman. That is not cool. All right.
Whereas I'm Superman.
I mean, I can only do it once a day, so I don't use it lightly,
you,
but
you will sense magic coming from like a breast pocket.
okay. Well, if it's
Tells me
magic
I'll
coming
check it.
from there, yeah, I'll tell you where, but I'll tell be careful, of course.
Well, I'll put on gloves and I'll check it out. And
Kinky.
actually, I'll pull out my tools and check it out with like a tweezer or whatever.
There you go.
A
That's a good
tong.
way to do it. I was thinking some kind of tongs would be good for it.
I'll pause a moment and cast Mage Hand.
Yeah, I mean, I could do Mage Hand, but I was interested to see how he would handle it.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Now let's
he's
just
not
watch him
really
sweat.
he's not really thinking so clearly. Like he does his forging with Mage Hand and
That's
things like
true.
that. So, but right now he's just thinking about what's right in front of him and dealing with that.
You put on some gloves and you pull it out. You open up the pocket and you see that there is a stone in there. And as you pull it out, you notice that it's kind of in the shape of an ear, but it is indeed a stone. And it's glowing, Kadeth. I believe that the magic is enchantment.
Makes sense.
Somebody's listening. It's an ear.
It's an ear. It is in the shape of an ear.
So I heard.
Oh, the elbow.
But we've been speaking mostly over thoughts, anyways.
Yeah.
They can hear the sound of silence.
Oh no, I guess actually it's divination, I guess.
Oh yeah, if they're listening with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I think. I don't like
So-
That's
thinking.
divine.
They
we can
hear
make them hear the sound of
I-
silence. Just throw it in
hello, darkness, my
throw it
old
into one of our
friend.
bags of holding.
I have Garf, Art, and Simon available.
Might actually break the spell because isn't a bag of holding a different plane of existence?
It is.
Yes.
It's basically a pocket plane.
Just throw that out
Well,
there.
I've-
I don't know why I'm telling you this.
Well, either way, that would be my suggestion. Either way, is to throw it in a bag of holding. It's either that or try to dispel it, but we don't know if we'll be able to dispel it. But it's also something that could be useful for our purposes at some point. So
Yeah, and as soon as we put it into the bag of holding, it will break the spell.
yeah, so
What about
just
a bucket
put it in
of
the bag of
water?
holding.
No, as soon as we put it in there, it'll break the spell. It'll go to a different plane and break the spell.
Oh, that's true. Well, it's all a
Over
matter
the
of what.
link. Over the link. Do we poke the bear?
I think the bear
Want me
knows
to be
we're
a
coming
bear?
anyway, so we don't need to.
I will. I will say telepathically. But Fix likes to poke the bear.
We need a bear?
Suddenly there's a bear standing in the middle of the master bedroom. Somebody say bear?
Bear.
Evangeline. While
Mhm.
Fix is wondering what to do with this ear, you will begin to read. I mean, words are like coming up on the page. And you begin to read that the sleeping death is a curse commonly used among those who toy with life and death, such as necromancers and liches and various
Friendly
other
creatures.
friendly creatures. Exactly. Um, they will often use something like a sleeping death either to hold future victims or have on display certain people or creatures of which they want to hold. Sleeping death, the cursed person or creature will not die. They are suspended. They're held in suspended animation. But they also obviously don't exactly live either.
So like me in real life.
Stuck in a state of suspended animation.
Kind of like Sleeping Beauty.
Something like that.
Sporting the murder behind you.
Sorry.
I'm guessing there's a plant, like a planter in here, right?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing?
Anything else, Evangeline?
I will share what I'm learning.
I'll look to Kadath and say out loud, I wonder what life would be to be such an utter failure. And then I walk over to the planter and I would put the rock
You said that out
in
loud.
the yes, and I would put it in the planter in the dirt as far as possible.
Gonna bury it in the planter.
Yep, and then I would pick it up and take it to the door and whisper just in case, because I don't know what it can hear through. To I'm guessing Jennifer or Jessica or whatever her name is going to be right there.
Jennifer is usually the one on hand.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
I'd ask her to put it in my quarters and not to disturb the earth in it.
She will nod. And she will take it from you and promptly take it to your room.
And then I'd walk back and say, yes, yes. I couldn't resist poking the bear.
Sorry.
He's going to go to his room tonight and forge. There's no amount of earth.
Yep. And there's not, no. I'm going to take it out of the earth and set it right next to the forge. Evangeline knows where I'm coming from.
Hey, we're becoming kindred spirits.
Oh, good golly. It's taken a little while, but your mom starts to come to a little bit. And by the time you get back to your room or back to the room, she's starting to sit up, and your dad's holding like a glass of water for her, and she's sitting up, looking very, well, not very confused, just slightly confused at everything that's happening around her at the moment.
Welcome back.
Good to be back, I guess.
Better than the
I'm going to
alternative.
go to my room while they have a family reunion.
Yeah.
I'm going to town.
Oh. You're gonna go to town?
Yeah, I have something I want to buy.
Oh, okay. He's just gonna.
Well, he can go to town because he can go unrecognized.
True.
It's true.
I will go as a half elf.
All right.
A little taller than normal.
All right.
So a 3/4 elf.
Something like that. A Keebler elf.
They're more like a quarter elf.
Yeah, but they got cookies.
True.
So does the dark side.
Yes, that's true.
All right. She asked, "How long was I out? like
A few hours,
assuming.
I think.
I
I'll look to my father.
3
it's
weeks. What?
it's been at least a couple of hours. Um, you were out by the time I got back. I had to take the long way around. It's a good thing Vanessa beat me here. Um, your mom says, "Yeah, I was in the garden.
I come to the
I
Are
was.
the is the garden not within the grounds?
It is within the grounds."
I need to be more explicit in my instructions then.
She'll just kind of give you a side
Hilarious
eye.
says she failed.
And by now I know every tree in that garden.
Yes, you do. She says, "Yes, I was in the garden. I was just taking a stroll, listening for the
I
chaos that
love
was
singing a song.
going to ensue. I did hear the
Which was
explosion.
successful.
I assumed as much since you are here. Um, yeah, uh, Gidna seemed to step out of nowhere.
It seems that they have some method of doing so.
That's easy.
Um, well, her success upon me.
Did she say anything?
She's she said that this was a result for meddling in affairs.
Go away.
I'm a little concerned about your brother. Forward.
Why?
Was it not he that sent the note about the mercenaries?
It is. You have a way to contact him.
Um, yeah, I should.
Is it instantaneous or quick?
Wait. I did.
Do I have a way to contact him?
I, you should be able to do it.
What makes it that connection different with him than with others?
Um, it's it's an impression. Um, your siblings, I've never had to use it with you, but your siblings caught on to it fairly quickly. I use it to tell them to come home or to go to other places. It can't be, it's not very specific, um, but it's an impression. Uh,
Don't do impressions.
almost like a gut feeling. Um, they've learned to pick up on it and recognize the sensation.
Do you think he'll realize and accept that it's from me?
As long as he recognizes the sensation. But you have to know what you're trying to get him to do.
I'll take a moment and I'll actually close my eyes and focus on it and send the impression of Come
Hush.
home. Come home now.
Okay. You take a
Before
moment.
we come home.
All right. You feel like it got through, and then now it's just kind of a waiting game. That is not the right side.
I suppose now we wait.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part.
And let me see. Where's the D6? There it is. Oh, um, tomorrow I'll be able to directly contact him.
Okay. Make sure that he is on his way. Let's hope that Ginna can't flit about too quickly.
Hmm.
I imagine that even that has limitations.
One
Although
can hope.
I have a feeling it's not really her doing it.
It's not.
She definitely didn't seem herself.
I can tell you that she's not herself.
Well, that is good. It still doesn't get rid of the I was just stabbed by my own daughter feeling. But that'll
I
pass.
think that more difficult is going to be for me to come to terms with having to harm my own sister to get her to stand down.
That may be what it takes. Be prepared for it.
But we'll let you rest.
Very well.
And I'll go over and, give her a kiss on the forehead, and then I'll head out. And as I'm heading out, I will focus on my connection with Phalathus and ask, "Can you extend your protection, fillet a fish, whatever it is? I don't know."
No, you said it right.
Oh, did I? All right, cool.
Yep.
And
That's
you
why she
freaking
laughed.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's the first time in this whole campaign that somebody said it right besides her.
Somebody got it.
And I'll ask him if he can extend his protections to the entire grounds.
Of course.
Thank you. And then I'll arrange to have guards posted at the gate so that some random, telemarketer, or not telemarketer, but solicitor doesn't get, we walk out there, there's a bunch of people all stopped, all held.
Wait, telemarketing in medieval ages with sending stones. Man.
No, the sending spell. So you can't even,
Sending
like,
spell. That's true. Sending spell.
You can't even hang up on them.
You can't even hang up.
you're just minding your own business, and you get a telepath or a message. We've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
No. Oh my goodness. What new hell have we invented? Oh
Or
man.
the most recent one I've been getting is, we'd like to discuss with you about whatever's program for funeral expenses or preparations or something like that.
Oh
I'm like,
no.
I'm not that old yet. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you buy it now, you're gonna save a ton of money in the long run. I'm not kidding.
There's truth in that.
True.
Because it goes up faster than inflation.
Yeah. All right.
People
So,
are dying. cemeteries.
Dying to get there.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated and put in one of those
Yeah,
natural urns that have the
I'm
oak
Oh
seed.
I'm gonna be
yeah, so it can be
cremated. I already
planted.
have my plot for them to put the little box in. So
I just want to be put in the little planter and become a big old oak tree.
There you go.
Lila's going to turn me into a diamond.
sometimes a time.
Nice.
That's what she told me the other day.
Okay, we digress.
Yes, we very much digress there.
Got nothing to do with the campaign, folks.
All right. All right.
If it weren't
So,
getting sidetracked, we just wouldn't have a show.
right. All right. So you guys, you let her rest. You guys walk out. I'm going to assume that Erwin probably did come up with you. Because of it being healing and curse removal and that kind of thing. Erwin was probably there to aid or assist if necessary. Um, but Cybella and Joyve probably stayed downstairs and waited. And of course, Lillian is moving about, probably being the hostess that she was raised to be and providing some food and drink for Cybella and Joyve. Um, when they see you come down again, Lillian will look at you, Fix, with like a raised eyebrow.
She's awake. Feel free to go see her, but she needs her rest. I mean, I'd go tell my brother the same.
Yeah. Lillian will disappear for a little bit. Vanessa's like, oh, good. And he takes the whole pot and he just like, this wasn't working anyway.
And then I'll actually start pulling out ingredients to cook a meal
All right.
and invite
Sounds good.
Isabella to join me.
So Cybella will come into the kitchen with you. And she will aid however you give her tasks to do. She will do. Anything anybody wishes to do for the remainder of the evening? Specifically, like, what are you doing?
I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to do this nice little feature that I can do, but I haven't done yet ever. I'm going to take out the book and the quill.
This is a surprise your GM moment. What did I give you to do?
I'm going to do commune.
Okay.
Do commune once per day. And I don't know what commune does.
Well,
To talk to your God.
read it. You get to talk to your God through the book. I will give you a moment to, well, you're going to give me a moment.
I'm going to give you a moment.
Oh, my word. All right. And Forsyth is going shopping. I imagine in Key, whatever you're looking for, you can probably find.
Right.
And you can take Kassoon's prices if it's a magical item, most
No,
likely,
it's
and
not a
cut it.
magical item.
Okay, good.
We're going to the grocery store,
Oh,
or actually
okay.
going to the candy shop.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep. I'm gonna pick up a bag of hard candies.
Sweet. Oh yeah, Kosha's with
Yes,
you guys
actually,
too.
sweet.
Yeah. I forgot Kosha was with you too.
Yeah. Knowing that in a town like this and any other town, you can buy kids for candy,
Yeah.
buy their loyalty.
I mean, I don't know about. I don't know how we feel about
Like
slavery and
slavery, really?
child indentured servitude in this group.
No, it's not that. It's when you
Sure,
need
sure.
spies, when you need
Yeah, it's
lookouts,
The
it's
urchin
to
underground.
go tell
right?
the
And candy is a coin of the realm.
Sometimes.
So
okay.
it can be.
Okay.
That's
All
all I
right.
needed.
Okay. You get a pocket full of candy, and maybe then some, because you have a bag of holding. I think you could
Yeah,
hold
I do
five
have a
tons of
bag of
candy
holding.
if you really wanted to.
Well,
Um.
I'll buy a big bag of candy at a gold piece worth,
All right. And you
which is
get your
going to be a
candy.
lot when you're talking, hard candies.
Yeah.
And
Um.
yeah, we know how to use them.
Yeah. Kosha's gonna stay at the house because she can't change her form like you can, and
Yeah,
she is actually wanted in this city.
yeah. I wanted too, but
Yeah, but
About
not in that
12
form.
times over 12 different forms.
but uh, first you got to catch me.
Yep.
Good luck with that.
All right. Evangeline, you sit down with your book, and you cast commune. You see the pages kind of just shimmer, um, without the quill even touching them. They're just shimmering a little bit. They ruffle just a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to ask, given the circumstances that they are, I'm going to ask Denier if the family, the Trinston family, should be brought home together in one spot.
You're going to get almost a ruffle on the page where you're going to see a shimmer of just movement. It's just shimmering movement. It seems to be. You get the impression that this is unclear. Uh,
We need to talk to the god that we got the orb back for to get that sort of prediction.
Quite frankly, that's the answer I was expecting.
aha! You are testing me. No, I'm just.
Uh, I'm going to ask, can the nanites that I have be replicated?
uh, you are going to see um, the shimmering on the page kind of come forward, and you will see kind of the nanites, and they're dividing out almost like cellular division. Like it's very clearly it's showing you. Yeah, yes, they can replicate.
Can nanites be used for protection?
Again, you're going to get a swirl of kind of shimmery. It's unclear. And you're yeah, can't remember, is it 3 questions or 5?
It's 1 minute, according to what I'm reading.
Let's see. Up to 3 questions that can be
Okay.
answered within a minute's time. So,
Okay.
all right. You will see the shimmering pages. I couldn't remember if it was 3 or 5. I knew there was a question limit. You'll see kind of the shimmering pages relax and kind of go back to their natural divine state.
That's fine, because now I'm going to use the book. And I'm going to pull out any information that I have on nanites. I'm going to pull the nanites. I'm going to look in the book for information on replicating nanites, or if I can find anything about Gond. I'm looking to build.
All right. So you're going to spend the rest of the evening researching and recording and reading.
Yes.
Well, it's all part of research, but you're going to be researching nanites and also in relation to Gon.
Because he's a builder.
Yep.
Because I've been
Yes,
watching
he is a
Fix.
building. He is a builder.
And I saw that
Kadeth.
too.
Yep. Anything you're doing this evening, Kadeth? Um,
Oh, I would be talking with uh Erwin, and actually, if we have the time, so that I can make sure we get the wording correct and things like that, I'm actually going to take him to um the seer lady.
okay. So you're going to take a trip to see Giselle.
Giselle, yeah. So we're going to go see Giselle and essentially have her redo the reading, or do a new one. And
Okay.
but I'll explain on the way, like, what she said the first time, but I want to see if anything has changed, or if there's anything, any additional stuff. So
All right. All righty. All right. Erwin suggests that perhaps they should move about somewhat stealthily,
yeah, we can do that for sure.
considering the hullabaloo you all just created. Erwin's not very good at it, but he's short.
Um, Wait. Okay, I'm very, very not good at it. I'm loud. I got a 2 because I
Right.
roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, Erwin's quieter than you are. Um, all right, so you guys head out and you head toward Giselle's. Um, being that As you're walking, hearing you clank a little bit and whatnot, Erwin suggests trying to get to the underside of the city before at the shortest distance possible, so that you're not in the
Am
upper
I with
city.
them?
You went shopping.
Yeah.
Although
Okay. No problem.
you, I don't know. I guess there's a chance you could pass him.
You probably
If I
hear
can.
me
You
If
probably hear him.
okay.
from across the city.
Yeah. Well, I'd be going back towards the house at some point,
Yep.
and you
You
guys are
know
coming
where the
from the
best
house.
candy shops in town are. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd probably pass him.
We're just going straight
Okay.
to Giselle's, so it's
All
not
right.
like
Well,
we're
as
doing
I hear
much.
them, at
Pretty sure
that
that's
nice
good.
loudness, yeah, I'm going to say, "Are you trying to wake everyone up?" And I will cast Pass Without Trace,
Hey.
Well, that helps
Well,
to
that's a
deaden
12.
the sound.
and I will join them because that's a
Yeah, because
concentration
you have to
spell.
be there with them. All
Yeah.
right. So you'll join them on the way to Giselle's. All right.
Yeah.
That definitely turned Erwin's 9 into a 19 and
Yeah.
Cadeth's 2 into a 12.
Well, let me do my own. Why is that going so dang slow?
I'm attempting to go quietly, but I'm too distracted by all the things, so I'm loud. That's my
Quietly
excuse.
into the night.
I need to
Yes.
reboot some point
I don't
here.
do quietly into
So
the night. I do noisily into wherever I'm going.
Do not go gently into that good night.
that looks like a mediocre 26.
Oh well, you're doing pretty good. You're managing to help them avoid some of the pitfalls of which they would just really make a lot of noise. Um, and you manage to get them to Giselle's without drawing too much attention to them.
Good for something.
Yeah, helps to have a pseudo thief on your side.
Hmm.
All right, so you make it to Giselle's. You kind of knock on the door, and she opens the door because it's fairly late, but she opens the door and she says, "Come in, come in." Um,
Antreview
Good evening,
collection.
Giselle.
Good
Sorry
evening.
to disturb you so late, but after my last reading, I've been trying to find time to speak with my master. This is my master, by the way, Erwin.
Erwin says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Madame Giselle." And she says, "Giselle is
Oh, now
fine.
she's a madam.
She's always been Madame."
Well, if Forsyth knew
Um,
that, he would have gone with us more often. No.
You would have ate the cookies the first time.
Right?
um, but after that last reading, I wanted him to know what you said, but also at this point, I'd like to see if anything has changed, improved, gotten worse.
Oh,
So perhaps another reading.
you want to see where you are on this path.
Yes, there is much to be concerned about.
GM has to pull out old notes.
See, Rhonda, you're not the only one throwing her for a loop.
Yep.
We are well practiced.
Well practiced. Indeed.
Although I did tell her in advance I'd be talking to Erwin. I just didn't mention going to Giselle's.
All right. Giselle will say, a new reading, eh? She will
Sorry,
pull
one
out
per
her.
customer. Oh.
Right. Only one. Sorry. Come back in another life. Um, she will pull out the tarot cards and she will shuffle them. Um, And she will say, "All right then. This is a reading for you still, right, Kadeth?"
At the moment, yes.
All right. Um, she shuffles them and she pulls out the first card and she lays down, sitting upside down, is justice. And she says, the one who is in your circle and still not quite telling the truth. The justice that he serves is backwards.
What do you mean backwards?
It is not to serve. If justice was right side up, it would be served appropriately, but it is upside down, so it is backwards. The that kind of means something different to every person because it is in relation to your beliefs, not mine.
So is it that they think they're serving justice the way we would want, but really aren't? Or is it intentional?
Something about this tells me it is most likely intentional.
I see.
She pulls out the next card.
Can I point something out there to you, Chuck?
Yeah,
She said he.
she did.
I don't know if you caught that, but
I did.
okay.
She pulls out the next card. The next card um, lays down the chariot. And she gets a little quizzical look on her face when she lays down the chariot. It is right side up. Um, and she looks at it for a moment. Um, this tells me that there's a bit of a, I mean, chariots are often used for racing. There's going to be some tension, some strife. It's going to feel like you need to beat this person um, to a goal, perhaps. Um, or perhaps you will just simply lead the charge against him. I'm not really sure. The chariot is a little confusing to me right now. It's, to be fair, I didn't even think it was in this deck.
It may not have been until just now. You know what forces are at play,
Truth. Truth.
and you know that your deity is in power once more.
Yes, I have felt that. Uh, Sometimes it comes a little hard. She'll pull out the next card. The next card that is laid down is Temperance again. I believe you have seen this card before.
Yes, I think that one and Justice were the two that came out originally.
Um, I do believe it means the same thing. You will bring a balance. Um, I don't think this is going to be anything in the immediate future. Seems to be the third card out every time. Perhaps if I did a longer reading or something, it might even come out last on that as well. Um, but it seems that temperance is your destiny. You will experience a spiritual transformation, and you will bring balance.
Interesting. I mean, balance is what we strive for, though balance is often misunderstood. Even I misunderstand it from time to time. What balance truly should mean. Any thoughts, Master? I'll look over at Erwin.
Um, he will smile, and I don't understand it all, but I do trust the matron does not work alone. And if there is one within our midst that is willingly disrupting this, rest assured we will find him.
Well, it sounds like it's possible that I may be the one who finds him. And I think I have some questions that may help lead to it that I will ponder and ask the matron this evening. Perhaps she will give me some better guidance
I'm sure she shall.
and clarity. Now, of course, if you would be interested in a reading, that's up to you.
Oh,
Madame Giselle is a true seer and has provided our little group with good advice and good guidance multiple times now.
well, I thank you, uh, Giselle, for your aid in these matters. But I think I am fine without a reading.
I mean, she's not quite as cryptic as why am I blinking?
Petra. Petra.
Tatra, yeah.
Petra? Oh,
She's not as cryptic as Tatra.
I don't think anybody can be as cryptic as Tetra.
Maybe Tatra could learn something from her.
You know, to be fair, I think Tatra's just kind of used to being in that flow so much that
Yeah,
I think just all of her words get jumbled together sometimes.
often. Do you know if she made it to the forest for a refresh?
Um, no, not as of yet. She's still working something in Thrice.
Well, hopefully she'll make it.
I do hope so. Perhaps she'll start to make sense again.
Maybe. All right, and I'm finished here, so I mean, I'll say goodbye to her, and unless Forsyth is wanting to do anything while we're here,
No, I'm fine.
then we'll just head back to the house for now. And once we're back there, I'm gonna follow follow suit with Evangeline and go do a little bit of
Get a little
communing.
communion. Um, spill blood all over the Trenson house. I see how it is.
I'll probably be. I might find a place to do it, maybe outside.
I mean, they do have wash basins.
Yeah, somewhere where it's easy to clean up.
Jennifer, don't mind the blood.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Don't worry, it's all mine. All right, so you head back to the Trenson estate. Would you
Yeah.
like to try stealth again with the pass without a trace this time?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Let's see how bad it can get. Hey, it's a 14 this time with
Hey!
pass without trace.
Well, you did pretty good. Yeah, you almost beat Irwin at a 16. Matron of Raven
Don't.
followers are not quiet.
My
Yeah,
minimum
Kosha.
is 8.
quiet is
My minimum
overrated.
is 19. So
Kosha's the quietest matron of Raven followers you've ever met. Because her minimum is something like a 19.
yeah, I'm only +8 on stealth, but
Uh,
add the 10, and
yep.
I
So,
got a 27.
hey. All right. You guys head back to the Trenson estate. You managed to get there. I mean, you know you weren't the quietest, but you managed to avoid most of onlookers and other people who might be milling about the town at this hour because it is getting late. But you managed to make it back to the Trenson estate just fine.
Where in the
And
world
Fix
was
would have
that?
cooked enough food for everyone. It's not. He was not thinking of just the date with him and
You mean we all get to
Actually,
come
I
down and eat?
Isabella's
make
like,
yeah.
that
I
make
can't
that
eat
No,
a
this much.
we don't get to
make
eat
that a
with them.
make
He's
that a
You
just
get to eat some
making
of the food.
he's just making enough food, but we have to eat
Uh,
somewhere else.
well, no. Actually, he wouldn't mind that either. He'd probably just go to the dining hall.
Have food. All right. You guys make your way to the dining hall, have some food, um, disperse into various rooms. Uh, Joyve and Zybella will bunk with Lillian. Or at least Zybella will. And Joyve may or may not, wherever you have room for them all.
I'm sure we can find room.
Yep. And everybody will find a place to sleep. Uh, Kosha will
And
probably sneak off into Forsyth's room, and they'll probably plot and plan and have some fun dreams of raiding the palace or whatever. Who knows? Who knows what schemes they're cooking up?
who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
um,
and
eh,
Fix would do what he said. He would go to his room. He would take out the little stone, set it like 2 feet from the forge, and just go to work. While singing his hymn to God.
great.
You want me to roll on that?
Sure, roll me your performance. Probably the worse
Oh,
the better at this point. Oh,
I'm not trying to be
oh,
do performance. I'm just
oh, you're
forging.
forging. Yes, go ahead and roll your forging. You're still working on the armor, right?
I am. I've been
Okay.
working on it forever.
For a while. You do have a completed breastplate or something, right? I can't remember.
I
We did
think that
complete something.
I thought we completed the breastplate and the gloves.
Okay.
I know
And we're now
definitely
working.
breastplate's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's been some pieces done.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping track of that. You keep track of it. I don't have that written here.
I have completed it
It's
all
all
then.
just memory. No, I know that that's not true.
You said for me to keep track of it.
Yes, but you have to keep track of it honorably.
Oh, you didn't say that. All right. I will. Wow. 34.
Okay, you will complete something else tonight. Just for the sheer sake of you want to pound this into the ground until somebody on the other end has a headache.
Migraine. I'm going for a migraine.
All right.
Do I get the roll for my Numenera study?
Yes, you roll for your Numenera study so that we know what you're learning about your nanites.
32.
32. You're going to learn a lot throughout the night. Kadeth, you're going to set up for communion.
Yep.
Evangeline, you're reading about the nanites and whatnot. The book does have some information, not a whole lot about it, but there is a little bit. You do know that these nanites, though they are mechanical, they have a bio base. They are biomechanical. They're just at such a small scale that it is hard to detect. Most see them strictly as mechanical. So you are going to learn a little bit about that in the book. Everything else that you learn is from just your own studies, other books, and things that you have. They are indeed replicatable. Um, Oftentimes, when they're put under extreme pressures, is when they begin to replicate. If they replicate too quickly, from your research, you learn that they almost turn into an ooze of sorts. And if they are pushed too hard, too fast, either through natural circumstances or, extreme weather, things like that, or whatever, or man-made circumstances, they're forced into it. If they're pushed too hard, too fast, they will turn into just a black ooze, ichor,
Kind of like
nastiness.
Hood and the Rush.
Yep. And then they're just, it's almost like they hit a feral state. It's not, there's no rhyme or reason to their pattern or effects. Kadeth,
Mm-hmm.
you set up for commune. What do you do?
Well, I'd assume I'd pull the sword out and put a little blood on it, probably, because I'm assuming that's what it's going to take. And just sit and start asking questions. You said it's 3 questions, no more than a minute.
Yep.
One of the things I would have done was talk to Erwin and see if I could narrow down questions a little better without necessarily revealing specifics of my thoughts.
Erwin would give you some guidance on that.
One question will be, just because of recent circumstances, one of the questions is going to be, can I am sticking on names today for some reason.
Description, or just say that chick or that dude.
One that was with what's her name?
Kosha?
Kosha.
Yes, that would be Elijah. They were
Elijah.
together
There we go.
in Osper when last they were together.
So one question would essentially be, can Elijah be trusted right now?
Um, you will get a mild like air. It is neither hot nor cold. Um, you just kind of get this lukewarm breath kind of across you. Um, you get you get the feeling that his path is unclear. Like the Raven Queen herself cannot see his path clearly.
Okay. Then I guess I would ask, is there another that I should be more concerned about than him in my circle? Or I'll use whatever the words were that she originally used in the first reading. I think in my circle was
It was
how
in
she
your
worded
circle.
it.
Yeah. The breath changes from that just moving air to a calm coolness.
Okay.
Those dogs, I'm telling you.
Hmm.
It's pretty bad when I can hear them here, through my ears, through yours, through like, they're everywhere.
There's an echo. 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 Be back in a minute.
Um, I'm not sure how to word the next one, but basically wanting to ask if Elijah's going to cause issues when we're dealing with Lady Kira. I don't know how to really word it, but that's the thought, the idea
Right.
behind it.
Um, you will get another one of those. The air warms up a little bit. You feel a little tense. Um, and you get the feeling that it is unclear. Um, the possibility is there, but it is unclear.
Okay. Well, that's my 3 questions, I guess.
All right. Eventually, you all settle in for the evening. Um, Fix, as the night goes and you finish up, you pack up your forge, you feel great about the work that you have done. You
Both
get do what
on both
And
fronts.
on both fronts.
yeah,
Yeah, you're pretty
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Also, when he's doing that, like when he's singing the hymn and everything, it's not just like it's his way of praying.
Mhm.
So just
Yeah.
I don't have the commune spell, so can't do that.
Nope.
Not yet,
Not
anyways.
yet.
I'll fix that. Yeah.
You will, as you fall asleep though, you feel really good. You've communed. You're just not getting the
Right.
answer kind of thing. Um,
But I
you
would bury
eventually
the rock after I'm done uh
okay.
s- forging.
You've buried the rock back. You've put away your forge. You feel good about your progress. You got another piece of your armor completed, and you fall back on the bed. You let out a sigh and you start to drift off into sleep. while you are sleeping, you hear from a distance the chant, the song. Um, it is you're kind of in a groggy state, but when you open your eyes, you're not at home. You are in the middle of a forest. You see the mountain rising above you. You're pretty sure it's darkened sides of this mountain. You're pretty sure it's part of the Black Riage. Um, and you're kind of looking at it, and you see almost flames coming out of the top of the mountain. But deep within it is where you hear the rumblings as if I don't know 100 forgers are in there singing the song in time, in rhythm. You hear the clanks.
Damn copycat. No.
All
I'll start heading towards it,
right,
looking for an entrance. But if nothing else, I'll just
let's jump in the top.
walk forward.
Go.
I got fly. Oh,
You got fly. That's true. You got fly. Um,
I
shoot,
believe
where did
I
I
can
put this?
fly.
I believe you're a
I
fly.
feel like I told you where I put this, but maybe I didn't.
I believe
Um,
you eat flies.
you begin to move forward into the mountains, following the fire that's spitting forth out of one of these mountains. Um, as you move forward, you start to see some openings here and there. One of them in particular lights up pretty strong. And as you kind of move into it, you are blasted with heat as if from a furnace. Um, it's hot, and you continue to move forward, knowing that this is the feel of a furnace. And you walk forward into it, and as you start to reach, the light just continues to grow. And as you start to reach this open kind of cavern where the song it's becoming overwhelming almost. The noise level is just it's really loud and it's deafening. Like there's no way you could hear anything else that's going on. Um, and you open up into this cavern, you see a forge almost in the side of this, well, on the inside of this mountain, but it's inside of a vertical chute of what looks like just solid flame. And you kind of get a little bit closer. It's really hot. And as you look around, nobody's at that forge, but you hear all of this noise. And you kind of look around the cavern. You don't see anybody else present, but you can hear the forge, all of their forges. You can hear their song in unison, multiple voices in different timbres, but still creating this chorus and the melodies and stuff that are just amazing. And you walk into the forge, and you get closer to the anvils that are there, and you see tools laid out. And as you look down on the forge itself, you will see flash across the anvil. Um, it will say, "Welcome."
I'll look
Welcome
at it
to
for
the
a second.
anvil.
An anvil that communicates.
Oh, believe me, I know what an anvil sounds like. I have one that sits like right here in concert band right now.
Ting, ting.
So loud. Like I'm oh.
Yeah, she's even talked about using earplugs during her band.
Yeah. I'll look around and grab some material and tools and start going to work.
All right. You start working. Um, you pull out some materials and you pull out tools and you start hammering away on this anvil and you start to recognize what you're forming. You've formed this before already. Your breastplate, your gloves. Um, you've already formed these items. Um, only now, when you're looking at it, every hit that you make on these, not only does it do the normal sparks or pushing the metal and things like that. Now when you hit it, every time you hit it, you see a flash of radiant energy, bright white, followed by a yellow and red of flame. But it starts out as that bright white. Um, and as you start to hammer that, you hammer several of these pieces, working hard in your dreams you are. And after
You
a
know,
bit of time, go ahead.
when I was a blackjack dealer, it got a little bit concerning when I started dreaming about blackjack dealing. Like that's
Yeah. Very rarely do I dream about work. I think I've done it like twice. No. But and so you're working hard in your dreams here. You get those pieces complete and you pause a moment and you go to wipe the sweat off your brow and suddenly you're back in your room.
Well, they told you what you've already done.
yeah. I'll sit up and look around a moment. Check myself, make sure I'm not delusional. Oh.
Pinch, pinch, pinch.
And I will get up and go pull the pieces I've already created out of my bag
All right.
and just inspect them.
They look very well done. Give me a perception.
Perception. I'm not horrible with that. $23.
Well, okay. With a 23, you're going to pull out some of those pieces. And there are, you know, you know, if you've made anything that you can find every little flaw, nick, everything of anything that you've created, whether you like it or not to be there. They're just there. And you work with it. You might heat it up later and smooth it out or whatever, but it's there. Well, it used to be there. Not there now.
Hmm. Does it feel different, like lighter, heavier, sturdy? Like if I examining it.
By examining it, you feel it being sturdier. It's not any lighter, it's not any heavier, but it is sturdier. It's like those little nicks and flaws were
Right.
sealed up and reinforced.
And looking at it, I've got like 75% of the pieces that I for the full set.
Yep.
Hmm. I will start by trying on the pieces,
All right.
seeing if I notice anything as I put them on.
As you begin to put on the pieces, you will feel them begin to shift slightly and mold more to your form.
Hmm. Well then, I will say whatever quick prayer to Gond would be appropriate.
Thanks, Don.
The equivalent of crossing yourself.
Yeah.
Now I'm assuming as I put them on, I feel that it's not complete.
It is not complete. You still have
Okay.
a little bit more to do.
And I will take it off, despite as much as I want to, go wake up Kadath again.
Just go jump on the bed. It's fine. Wake
Yeah.
up!
Look
Wake
at
up!
my new armor.
No, I'm gonna wait until the whole thing is there, and then I'll go jump on it.
Eldritch Blast. Oh,
Hit me!
And then I'll put it back. Approximately, like, what time is it?
It's probably going on like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Not quite enough to have, a full night's rest.
No, we didn't.
Was that
Yeah.
to me?
No, that was to Ian.
Oh,
He's
Did
asking
I get
about
a full night's rest?
Bet you 10 to 1. He said, "Did we do anything for dinner?"
don't
We
doubt
get a
it.
long
You
rest.
got it.
Not only do I know Ian, but I'm a mom.
Yeah, right. All right.
But at this point, have I had a long rest, or do I
Yeah.
feel like I need to go back? Okay,
Nah.
then I'd just stay up.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd stay up. I'd go and I'd go to the library, actually.
All right. You go to the library. It's quiet
Waiting
in
to
there.
feel the connection with the Evangeline specifically.
Okay. All right. Evening continues to pass. Morning comes to the smell of freshly baked eggs, bacon, the
We're having quiche.
yes, biscuits, gravy. I mean, we can go more into the Appalachians.
I'm not down for biscuits and gravy.
I haven't had biscuits and gravy in a while.
It's been a while.
God, now I want biscuits and gravy.
Right? Thanks.
You
Fine.
ever been to the Hungry Fox?
No.
Oh, they got amazing biscuits and gravy.
When I get there,
Ooh,
I'll
I
make
have to
you
check
some
it out.
biscuits and gravy, Chuck.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
'cause
What about
I'm
me?
not good at it.
Where's
I'll make you
mine?
biscuits and gravy
Got to be nice and early though, because
before school, because you should always go to school with a nice, healthy breakfast.
at the moment, I'll settle for any breakfast
Hey, you can take
that's
oatmeal.
not,
You have an
as long as it's
electric
not
tea
sugary.
kettle. Again, we digress. we're
I'll
into
eat
food
while you
tonight,
digest.
right? Okay. So you guys begin to wake up to the smell of breakfast. Um, yeah. Forsyth, you wake up with Kosha on top of you practically. Y'all fell asleep scheming and dreaming. And
He got a 16 on his performance check.
yes. Oh,
I first wake up, I'm going to go.
she got over a
In
20.
my mind, I'm going to go. 6, where are you?
In the library, waiting for you.
I'll scuttle on down to the library.
Bring your
All right.
book.
Take the book to the library. All right. You head off to the library.
And I bring my book. I also bring my nanites. And I will
You're gonna
tell.
leave the Nandays back at your room.
Yep. The Nandays can stay at home. Just the nights are coming. I will share with him what I'm learning about how to replicate the nanites and how they need to have pressure to replicate. but not too much.
You know exactly how much is enough and how much is too much?
Not yet.
Because, I mean, when you forge, you're using pressure to spread the metal. I'm wondering if it's a similar. Perhaps if we were to do sort of like a tea kettle, but without the exhaust, that would build pressure within it. He'll start thinking about the different possibilities and trying to apply his knowledge of metallurgy and
I will
and
scan the room for books on that might be anything that might jump out at me for how to create pressure.
pressure.
Yeah, under pressure. Uh, you will find a few books on pressure, some of which you quickly discard and realize, wait, this isn't the pressure I was talking about. Because
I
there
don't
are
need that kind of pressure.
some are applying physical pressure by means of torture or
I might be able to. I might use a good acupuncture or pressure or puncture or chiropractic care, but
some of them are, of the scientific nature of how to uh, use the ground or metals or containers, various types of containers to create, in essence, pressure chambers of sorts.
I will start reading.
All right, you start reading.
Oh, when you get a chance, can you ask your book
Yes.
for information about the golden scarab things
Ah,
and how they can be removed or bypassed?
I will pull the quill out of my pocket. I'll place it to the paper. And I'll start.
The golden scarabs.
Information on golden scarabs.
Well, you see, back in the Second Age, there was this beetle that.
Yeah.
Skim read. next,
Get the
next,
good
next,
stuff.
next, next page.
Next page. I'm speed
Cliff
reading.
notes. Oh,
Cliff note.
Where's the part I really want?
Oh, you want the bullet points? Got it.
Give me the cliff notes.
All right.
I want to read Jody's writing on it.
That would be the bullet. Just the facts, ma'am.
Just the facts, ma'am.
All
Sorry.
right. And while you're digging for that, we're gonna take a bio break because I gotta go to the bathroom.
that sounds like a great idea.
Sounds good.
It's gonna take me 3 minutes to get there, so
Yeah.
we'll be back.
All right.
Well, your being ready has nothing to do with the game, though.
Yeah,
And we're back.
All right, we're back. Welcome back. All right, we are learning about pressure chambers and nanites. What exactly were you?
And the the golden
Oh yeah,
scarab
the
as well.
scarabs. That's right.
Golden scarab.
I was like,
How
boy,
to
it
dig it
totally
out.
went. Um, we are on a food kick tonight. We were talking more about food and math. Um, all right, so scarabs. You are going to be reading about uh, from this book these golden scarabs. Um, they were once fairly numerous, mostly found in the Sicilian jungle. Um, however, they were hunted to near extinction because of their magical properties. As a defense mechanism, these scarabs would bore into their predator's skin, basically, and connect itself to uh, neural systems, um, and would have control over the predator. Now, um, these scarabs, once they did that, it was a in the wild, it was a death sentence for the scarab for that to happen. But when they started being captured and used for other purposes, they essentially became pets, so to speak. Uh, then they were used to control others, uh, humanoids, beasts, all kinds of creatures. Um, but they would be put forth to burrow into the skin and connect to the neurosystem. Disconnecting a scarab often required the scarab to feel threatened in some manner, um, and it would have to be severe. Um, the death of the host is the best way to remove a scarab, because if the host itself died, the scarab would release and pull itself out. Um, however, over time, some have come to realize that the death of the master, essentially, the one whose loyalty, the, whose the scarab's loyalty is toward. Um, master is loose term. Um, but the death of the master would leave the scarab directionless, especially those that have been raised or bred in captivity. Um, so without the direction, either they would go inert and just live in the host quietly, or if the host could dominate or gain the loyalty of the scarab in some manner, the host could become the new master. But it was in these instances, it was extremely rare. Sometimes the scarab itself would die in this process, or the scarab would take out the host. Being without direction, it could go aggressive.
Are they intelligent?
Intelligent, if you're reading through the book, you're gonna glean that they're intelligent enough not to harm themselves intentionally or anything of that nature. Um, but they're not schemers. They're they're as intelligent as
They're low brained.
yeah, they're as intelligent as a highly trained dog or
Would I be able to commune with one telepathically? And I'm asking Evangeline this to ask her boat.
Yeah.
right. I figured. Uh, what kind of intelligence level does a telepathy take?
I don't know. I don't.
Does it take? I mean,
I would
you could
say probably not.
It would be more. Is it intelligent enough to commune back? Like, does it have a language? Or like,
right.
However, would a like communicate with animals
Oh, you could definitely communicate with animals
might
or
work?
speak with animals.
I
Um,
think there's a specific, like, to speak with insects,
or
because I
speak
think
with
animals
insects.
requires it to be a beast.
Possibly. I'd have to look all that up. I don't play enough spellcasters, and I definitely don't play druids. Love to play a druid, but I can't.
They're fun.
They're fun. They're very fun.
Telepathy just says it's a willing creature that you're familiar with,
Okay.
and they have to be on the same plane.
So,
But it's a willing thing, so
yeah, a willing creature that you are familiar with. So you'd have to be familiar with that particular creature. But you would probably be able to communicate. Oh, I shouldn't set that down there. Oh, that hurt. Um, you could probably telepathically communicate in some manner of visual or imagery or something of that nature. It may understand some basic words of common, being that it's the wild ones, maybe not so much, but the domesticated ones, probably.
Okay.
and if it's a scarab in the same sense that the only one I see that would match on
Well, is it a scarab or
monsters,
beetle?
but like
It's like a scarab. It's a golden scarab.
there's scarabs that are one of the monster things that is a beast. There's
So
other ones
it
that are
considers it a
monstrosities,
beast.
so I think beast is any regular animal, essentially. So even an insect is still a beast, technically.
Okay. Well,
So
good to
speak
know
with
if we get the
animals would
chance.
work, potentially.
What? Oh my gosh. She prances right in here and stares at me.
Hmm. Okay.
Was it an invitation?
Well, then,
Okay.
I guess we have that information if we come across it. Thank you, Evangeline.
Not a problem.
In the morning, after I've had a chance to sleep on everything, all the stuff from yesterday, I would go talk to Erwin.
Okay. You'll find him at breakfast.
Well, it'd be more. In this case, it'd be a private conversation initially.
Okay.
I'd share with the group later, but with the group, I'd probably share it over earbuds.
Are
Is
you
there
muted,
any
Jody? I'm not
advantage to
hearing
having
anything.
Yes, I muted myself while I yelled at the
Okay.
dogs.
Okay,
any
gotcha.
advantage to having those earbuds and the telepathy of the necklace?
Oh no, Fix would have removed his earbud.
Fix hung up the other line.
Mhm.
Well, that's what I was thinking. The necklace would be much better. So the
Or
ears,
yeah,
the whole.
the
Link.
necklace. Yeah. But for Erwin, I'm basically gonna tell him what my questions were and what the answers were,
Okay.
and see what he has to say. And I'll explain my reasoning for initially thinking that Elijah was, whether willfully or not, the potential problem.
Yeah.
Which partially had to do with his interactions with Kosha, where they were at most recently.
He will share with you he's been out of touch with the order at Thrice for a little while, being in uh, the Baadenu forest. Um, he'll say, I will touch base with Meryl. Um, last that I saw him, it was him and Kosha. Obviously, Kosha is here. And they were investigating some various items, investigating leads, seeing how big this network is, because she obviously has reaches. And last I heard, he was in Osper. Um, I spoke very briefly with Kosha. She said they ran under an ambush and parted ways. I do not know if he made it back to Thrice yet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So I can check on that.
But I think potentially, at a minimum, his moves, his actions need to be watched, scrutinized.
Can be done.
I'm not sure what beyond that at the moment, but that's probably first step.
I'll be sure to discuss this with Meryl.
Of course. Do you think I should tell Kosha anything at this time?
I think Kosha's okay to be aware of it. I don't foresee her going back with Elijah without knowing. She would. I trust her instincts to be able to watch, listen, and report.
Same. She's very good at keeping secrets when she needs to.
That she is.
Yeah, and that's all I'll really talk to
All
him
right.
about with it.
Now
With
he will
that,
go and
so
finish breakfast. Probably chat with Joy Bay about nothing in particular. Magic
right.
things. Anything else you'd like to do breakfast wise? You have. I'll pause here. You have how many days did I tell you, Leslin? 2 days. Okay, you have 2 days. Well, probably like a day and a half. Expecting it tomorrow ish.
Mhm.
But I assume we're keeping what's his name somewhere safe, or just frozen. Since he
I
would have been
completely forgot
frozen.
how we transported him.
Well,
Forsyth brought him
Forsyth brought
in.
him by Eagle, but
Mhm.
then you never told the
That's true. You never told Philathus, but everybody
Philatus
walked in
to.
with you, so I was just gonna let it like Philathus is just gonna let it
But
slide
I
because
figured you'd
everybody walked in with you.
clear everybody else,
So
but would you tell
I ex-
Philatus to just freeze him?
yeah,
Basically.
I would just say
hold
hold him,
him. All right, he's being held.
and then I would put him somewhere safe, like a cell.
All right.
I'm assuming that our estate has some sort of holding cell.
Yeah, it's underneath.
Yeah,
It's in the basement, hidden behind it like a bookshelf or something like that.
I'd put him in there and gag him and blindfold him and manacle him and do everything except
And
for
have him
time.
still not be able to move.
Yep, do everything except for hang him upside down.
Oh, that's good because he might pass out.
Well, in that case,
All right. But you have a day and a half. You're kind of expecting it to be tomorrow. Anything you wish to do for the day in in preparation of the meeting, in just research? What's your plans for the day?
Did she stay with Joyve or Lillian?
Zybella stayed with Lillian.
Okay. Then at some point I would go and ask her if she wanted to tour the grounds, go, I don't feel that it is completely safe to leave the grounds at the moment.
Probably not.
And until we are all together, I'm going to avoid doing so. Um, but tour the grounds, take a tour of the estate, hang out type thing.
Yeah, she'll take a tour.
Spend time with her and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, she will enjoy it. She will make small talk and probably about anything that's not about current events.
Yes.
And when you start to talk about current events, she will quickly turn you other way.
Current events about what's happening here or what's happening in her home place.
What's happening here?
Okay, yeah, no, he wouldn't broach the subject at all. He might ask her how her home is doing.
Oh yeah, she'll talk about that. She thinks home is going along quite well, and Lillian has been a great help in diplomatic um, meetings and things of that nature. She's really helped Zybella wade through some of that a little bit better than what she was learning from her pseudo father, her wannabe father.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Make talk about that. Make talk about everything except for current events. And we still haven't come up with a group name, so I'm a little bit disappointed in us.
yes,
Um,
yes, you really do need a group name.
names are hard.
yeah. Um, but I will talk about that and just general stuff. Yeah.
Yep,
Enjoyable conversation.
and she will enjoy the company. Speaking with you telepathically, of course.
Yes. Yep. And when talking about him, if it comes up like himself and what they've been up to outside of current events, he would not mention the change in power structure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So she's not aware of it, and Lillian won't say anything either because
That's
that
family
she,
business.
yeah, it's family business. What is everybody else doing?
After reading, I'll go back into my room.
Okay.
I'm going to use the stone to contact Gavian.
Okay. Do I need to get out my fingers? No.
Oh, geez, what do I want to say?
I figured you had something on your brain.
I do.
I'll go look for more trees.
Okay. Kosha will help you find some.
Yeah. Then I'll take her through one just to show her what it's like.
Hey, she'll love that.
Tree stride.
I'm going to say, what is your current location? Have you heard about your mother? Things are progressing with the Darkal. I can't think of his name. Renio?
Okay.
Must speak truth. I miss you much.
Goodbye.
That was 25.
All right. After a little bit, you'll getting back. He'll say, camping outside Niliesh, staying close, have a Onasa. Do hope your family's safe. What about mom?
Guess you'll have to wait till tomorrow. If you really want to know, you'll have to get here.
All right.
Well, now he's freaking out.
Well, maybe that'll get him here faster.
He is currently stuck outside Niliesh, doing what all thieves just love to do, babysitting.
Now, the question is, since Evangeline was in the room, is she going to ask Fix to let him know that things are okay?
I don't know.
I will telepathically connect with Fix and say, let your brother know about your mother.
I kind of stirred a pot. I can't talk to him again until tomorrow.
It's not really a link or anything, but I will convey that she is okay,
Okay.
and I will
Okay.
convey that feeling that mother is okay.
All right. You feel like the message was received.
Okay.
Kadeth, anything you're doing for the day?
No, I think I got everything I wanted taken care of. So
All right. Okay. The day passes on. All is well and fairly quiet around the Trenson house. Um, roll me. You can all roll me perceptions.
At some point during during the evening, once the 24 hours has passed, I would then connect with my other brother that I tried to send the message to at first.
Okay. Evangeline,
What?
what'd you roll?
Oh, I got a 14.
14. Kadeth.
11.
Forsyth.
16.
Okay. Fix.
27.
All right.
I'm not very perceptive because I always have my nose in a book.
Forsyth. You notice this, but you kind of brush it off because you're trying to go unseen anyway. But you've noticed that when you're moving about, like from tree to tree and things like that, and Kosha's with you, you're checking some things out and whatnot. You notice that there's not as much guard presence as you expected after an attack on the Dark Hall.
Hmm.
But you're kind of like, well, maybe they're just at the Dirk Hall or something of that nature. There's not a crazy increase. There's a little bit of an increase, but not
Still doesn't make sense, though.
still doesn't quite make sense.
Right. Does Kosha notice it?
Kosha does notice it. She better
So we'll
notice
talk
it,
about it, and that'll give us 2 heads are better than 1.
right? Um, Kosha will talk to you that most of the time when she's doing a job, if it doesn't elicit a larger response, if it doesn't elicit the response that she's expecting, oftentimes it is because they are laying back and hoping to draw out, per se. Oh, the coast is clear, we're good to go, kind of thing.
Right.
That's been her experience in regards to stuff like that. Fix. Strolling about the gardens. You have your extra guards at the gate entrance. They come in and they check in with you every so often, just to kind of give you some updates. Um, all routine. But they all seem to be reporting that there is a lack of presence almost. Um, they would have expected more presence on the streets for what took place at the Dirk Hall.
Hmm. Thank you. Forsyth, over the link.
Hey.
You know where Dwayne drinks, right? I don't remember what his actual name was.
It was close. Actually, I think it's Devin, but
Devin.
I'll
Okay.
take Dwayne.
We're Devin
That's baloney.
Dwayne's the Dwink.
Or Devin
Devin.
Dwinks.
The guard for
That's
hire.
that's baloney.
Services to the highest
That's
bidder.
what they call it here.
Can you bring him? Tell him that he should come to the Trenton residence to collect his payment.
I will go find him because
Immediately,
I know
he
where
should
he'll
come.
probably be.
Yep. You will find him in the, what did I say it was? The oily quill or something like that.
Whatever.
You will find him.
Dive.
Yeah, at the dive. You will
Pretty
find him
girl.
there. It's fairly early. He's not really inebriated at all. You know, he's getting some food and he has a drink. He seems to not be drinking at the moment, but he is there.
Right. I will say you need to make your way to the Trinston estate as soon as possible. Uh, one of the Trinston clan would like to talk to you. Matter of urgency.
Can I is this a job that's coming with a payment?
There will be payment.
All right. All right then. He'll drop a few coins on the table. He'll grab his piece of bread and he'll head out.
And I will follow, keeping him safe along the way.
All right. As you follow, you know, nobody's really paying attention to him necessarily. He's pretty regular around these parts, so they kind of just expect him. He walks up to the gates of the Trinson household, and the guards stop him. Did you give the guards forewarning?
Yeah, I would have.
Okay. They will hold him up at the gate briefly,
Well, I'm
just
with
to.
him too, so
Oh, that's true. You're showing up behind him too. So they will nod and open and let you guys pass, and you will walk in.
Does he
Uh,
walk in?
well, he walks. Oh yeah, because you extended it to the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I was like, yeah, he walks in. He goes up to the front door. Like, does he walk in? He gets through the gate and he freezes.
all right, let him go.
The guards all chuckle.
Does Forsyth tell Fix it there?
I'll tell
He'll
him over the yeah,
the link.
over the earpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, he'll reach out to Philaethus and ask him to please release the young man by the name of Devon that has just arrived.
Very well.
Thank you.
If I must.
Devin kind of stutter steps a little bit. It's like, what the heck? And walks the rest of the way toward the door very gingerly. A little concerned it might happen again.
And I'll meet them in the whatever the greeting
The,
the
the sitting room that's off
yeah
to the side of the foyer.
the foyer
Foyer.
All right.
foyer.
The foyer. Um, all right. Yeah, Forsyth, you let him in, they walk in, and he will spot you off to the side. He will walk over and he'll say, "Good evening," and he'll give you a slight bow.
Evening. I'll take a small pouch of like 5 gold and I'll set it on the table. Why are there no guards about? Why is there no activity?
Um, Apparently, they're actually guarding the Dirk Hall. I've seen more guards at the Dirk Hall on the grounds of the Dirk Hall.
At whose behest?
I would imagine the city guards.
And I would have asked. Sorry, I would have asked Kadath and Evangeline to join me.
Okay.
He says, if I were to take my best guess, I am not privy to this information. But if I were to take my best guess, I think it is the city guard in connection with the Zev guard have determined that there is not enough of them to go around to patrol the streets. And since it was a direct attack on the Dirk Hall with a high priest missing, I believe they are just concentrating their guard at the Dirk Hall, not expecting the rest of the city to really be in danger.
Are you aware of a convening of power that is to happen to, would it be today or tomorrow?
It would be tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I have not heard of such a convening of power, but could explain the increased guard presence at the Dirk Hall.
I'll look to Evangeline and Kadath and Forsyth and over the link say, do you think it's a trap? I will not ask Admiral Akbar. I already know what his answer is.
It's a trap.
Uh, it could be,
It very well could
but
be.
I don't think we have a choice but to go ahead otherwise, or as though it's not. If we want to enact change, I think going ahead with our plan is the best bet.
What if we change the venue?
We could.
What if
We
we
would need
hosted it
to
here?
contact. Well, here could work.
Does anybody
You
inside
have
this
control
household have the
over
ability to
who
scry?
freely enters.
I do.
Scry?
Yeah, I have scry.
I can actually. I have scry also. Or, yeah, I have scrying also.
I have crying. Does that help?
I have S crying.
Yeah.
One of you guys should scry on Leslie. You've met her.
I'll let Kadath.
I think I might know her well enough at this point to be able to. After scaring her a bit.
Getting a little up close and personal.
Yeah. I definitely got up close with her a little bit more. So I could go ahead and do it. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll go ahead and cast scrying.
All right.
Scry.
It's
I need a parody. Write it all out.
it's at 5th level. Let's see. I've met her, so no modifier on the save there. We don't necessarily have any other things to scry with physically, so yeah. So the save is gonna be wisdom. Yeah, just straight wisdom save.
Yeah. Don't strain your brain too much. I rolled a 4 on the die, so I doubt she's saving.
Not unless she has a plus 12 on wisdom.
You know. All right. How long does that last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. All right. So you pull out your sword and tip down. And your onyx at the end of your sword is where your focus while you're scrying. Um, your eyes go black, and you focus on that onyx. Very quickly, you get shifted to what you see as the Dirk Hall, and you get pulled into the dirt hall. And
Yeah,
you
we'll be able
find,
to see and hear.
yep, you find Leslin um, pacing back and forth a little bit, wringing her hands in an office. You're not sure which office, um, and you just kind of watch her nervously pace for a little bit. After a few minutes, you hear a knock at the door, um, and the door. She says, "Come," and the door opens, and oh, a gentleman walks in, full robes, and says, "Oh, uh, Leslin, I was not expecting you in the office." And she says, "Well, um, I was the one that called the meeting." He says, "Oh, okay. I just assumed it was under the High Priest Reneo. Um, for what purpose did you call the meeting?" She said, "There will be information needs to be discussed among all the priests. Um, so I've put forth this meeting and have called you all together. We will not have the meeting until tomorrow, of course, um, but I had to send out the word immediately so that you guys would make your way here without delay." He's like, "Very well. Then I will see to some quarters." And she says, "Oh no, I've got that for you. Please." And she'll kind of head toward the door, and you kind of follow her as she goes because you're
Yeah.
scrying on her. Um, she heads out the door, and she leads this gentleman to a room um, in the upper levels of the Dirk Hall, where the most
Right.
of the high priests and stuff stay. And she shows him a room and opens the door, and she says, "Please, anything that you need, just um, there are several pages that uh, roam these corridors, um, both day and night, to be at your beck and call. Should you need anything, you need only to look out the door or even ring the bell." And she kind of pulls a little string by the door, you know, and a little bell rings. She says, "They will be with you immediately." He's like, "Thank you." And she says, "Of course, you know where the chambers and things are that you may need access to." "Of course." And she says, "Have a good evening. We will have the meeting tomorrow." And I said, "Very well." And they part ways, and you follow Leslin again. She heads back to the office, and she continues to kind of pace and wring her hands, and she seems very nervous. She's never had to do anything like this before. You can see this is totally out of her comfort zone.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't look like she is it doesn't look like she is plotting and scheming anything. It seems simply that she is nervous about what might take place tomorrow. She's nervous about greeting these 10 priests that are of higher rank than herself. Um,
Right. And
who is
she just told them
she?
all to come here.
Right. And so she's very nervous, and you can just see that written all over her. This is well beyond what she's ever had to do before.
Was there any guard presence in the hallway while she was walking through the halls?
Yes, there was two guardsmen that were kind of walking down the hall.
Did they seem on high alert or just normal?
They seemed fairly normal.
Okay.
Not a super high alert, but fairly normal.
Okay.
Um, you continue to watch for a little bit of time. You know, as time ends, you see her kind of walking out to the main hall of the Dirk Hall, um, where she begins to greet another, as your scrying is kind of ending, she begins to greet another one of the priests who seems to also in full robes, but seems to also have a little bit of an entourage, more so than the first guy you ran into.
Okay.
So it looks like he's got maybe his own trainees with him, maybe two of those, and then a couple of other people that seem to be protectors or guards. You get the feeling that maybe this person traveled further and maybe just needed the extra protection or something of that nature. You're not really sure.
Right. Did
So,
I catch either name?
you caught the
No.
name of the first one, and it is. Oh shoot, where'd my names go? You caught the name of the first one, which was that she called High Priest. Wow, what
High
kind of
Priest.
name
Wow.
is
Oh,
this? Rockdiff. I'll do Rockdiff. High Priest Rockdiff.
okay.
But you didn't catch the name of the second one.
Okay. It was since she was in the main chamber. Was there other people around, other guards when right before it ended? There.
Yeah, you're seeing almost every hall that she goes through. The main hall had a couple of guards at the doors, um, but every hall she goes to, she tends to pass a pair of guards. Uh,
Uh,
None
so
of them
more
seem to be super high alert,
right,
but
but more
they're
than you,
present.
more guards than there usually, or than there was when we were there before.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is there a lot more activity going in the hall in other places too?
There is a little bit more activity. You do see a little bit more of the trainees and pages that you kind of expect to see within the monastery, those that
Right,
do a lot of the chore work and things like that. Um, you do see a little bit more of those present. Um, and of course, the activity of the two high priests that came in. Um, you're seeing you are able to kind of liken this to, okay, you've seen it happen. The Order of Balance have called council, and they've called
right,
from several other places to pull in to come to Thrice and hold council. There's a lot more activity in the temple when that happens, just
right,
for making sure that these people are safe, making sure they're accommodated
right.
for, making sure,
But nothing
all
that's
of these things.
unusual for an event like that, as far as like them planning for us being there or anything.
Right. Yeah. You don't see anything of high alert, like
Okay,
they're expecting trouble necessarily.
okay. All right. Well, I'll once the 10 minutes is up, I'll let everybody know what I was seeing. It doesn't seem like they're preparing for a fight. They're just preparing for a large gathering of their priests, just like any other organization would if they were all getting together in one place like that. So
Okay,
I
good to
think we
know.
would be okay still holding it there.
I agree. I just don't think we should walk through the front door.
No, I think telling her ahead of time, but going through the entrance we used before might be our best bet. Basically, having her find a way to clear that path between there and the Great Hall,
Agreed.
or have us escorted from there to the Great Hall.
I don't want an escort. We know our way.
That's true,
I agree.
but
Yeah,
definitely,
escort kind of
definitely going
scares
through
me.
that door instead of the front door.
Yes. And I think we can. Well, they may have patched up our previous entrance, so we may need to let her know. Okay. So I will look
Yeah,
to
and I
Devin.
think letting her know we're going to come in a back way would be a good idea too.
Yeah. I will look to Devin and ask him if
If
he
we
has
can,
any con.
we just need to find a way to send her a message.
Um,
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say I'd look to Devin and ask him if he has any contact with her.
With the priestess Leslin?
Yes.
Um, not directly.
But could you?
I mean, probably.
Could you enough to carry a message for us?
Yeah, I think I could.
Let her know that her guests will be arriving the same way they arrived the last time they saw her.
I can do
I'll
that.
look,
But peacefully.
but peaceful. Yes, if she could ensure that the path is clear.
Very well. I can do that.
Thank you. I'll toss in the gold.
He'll smile a little bit as he grabs it.
Please make sure you deliver this message before you start drinking.
Immediately
well.
would be your best bet.
I will do so now.
That's me.
You don't want to see what would happen if you fail.
Continue the good work, and we may have a permanent position for you. It pays better than that.
Very well. I shall make haste. And he'll give you a bow. And he will walk out. And you see him walk off in the direction of the dirt hall.
Okay.
All right.
Was I able to connect with my brother? Barman or not? What?
Oh, Dolrin.
Bolrin, yes.
Wow, you can't even remember your own siblings. Oh.
Nope. They tormented me as a child.
Or like
They
dull.
have no names. Ah,
The nameless ones.
the nameless ones.
Hey, that's our group name.
The nameless
Oh,
ones.
The nameless.
The aimless? Yeah.
Aimless, yeah.
Yes, yes. Aimless.
Huh. No, we're being aimed. We're not aimless. we just don't aim ourselves.
Right.
Yes, you are able to connect with Dolrin.
Are you
Yeah,
safe?
Dolrin will fill the connection, and I think so.
Ginna was here and attacked Mother.
Oh dear. Well, I felt the call home, so I'm on my way. I don't
Thank
think
you.
I'm being followed.
Okay. What is your E ETA?
I should be there probably tomorrow night if I can make haste enough.
Do you need any assistance?
I think I'm good. Yowzers, that was loud.
I jumped.
I know, me too.
What was loud?
Yeah, you yawning.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was loud.
Only yawn I've ever heard. Um, yeah, no, I should be fine unless you need me to arrive faster or
I
if you
don't think
feel
faster
that
is necessary. Just safely.
you need the assurance.
Well, this may suck to find out, but we'll be connected for the next 24 hours. So
Oh no. All right, well, if I find myself in trouble trouble, I guess you'll be the first to know.
That I will.
Okay, I guess this is payback, right?
This is necessity.
I haven't. Yeah, but necessity where you can get some sweet revenge is, I mean.
Oh, oh, brother. If I wanted revenge on you, it wouldn't be in this form. I have a Kadath for that.
Good thing I can't hear that.
Yeah.
You have a what?
You have a what?
We have a Kadath.
Yeah, you did. We have a Kadath. Yeah. Point well made, brother.
Be safe.
Haha, will do my best.
And that last part is said with a bit of affection.
He will. He will take it. Of all your brothers, Dolren was the least. the, the least out of everything. And he will continue on his journey.
And then I'd find Jennifer and say, let my mother know that Doran is on his way home and he is safe.
I will do so. And she will disappear. You see her coming in and out of your mother's room every so often, her or your father. But she pretty much stays in her room all day. Anything else for the rest of the evening?
Vix will spend some more
Nothing
time
from
with
me.
Isabella, but then he will go and continue forging.
All right, roll me another forge check, because you have pretty much all day to tinker with it.
Yep. And if Isabella wants to join him, that's fine, but he will warn her that it is loud and he gets focused. So
She will probably join you for a little bit, but then meander off. Oh.
I will be working on trying to build a pressure chamber.
All right.
ooh, wow. Okay. 36.
Holy crap! What do you have left of this armor?
I think that would just be the greaves.
All right. Well, you are going to, for the most part, you've got your full set of armor. For the most part, there is some tinkering left to be done with the last piece of the armor to get it completely done, but you've got it all. It's all there.
I will smile, and at this point, I would not put it away. I would put it on display in my quarters.
Nice.
Like there is an armor dummy or whatever they're called, um, that I would put it
I
on.
have a stand.
Yep. And that would be
Rhonda, roll
all
me
that I do.
your Numenera.
I rolled a nat 20 for 33.
Holy crap. You're pretty sure you've got a working pressure chamber right here.
Yes.
Kind of exciting. It's the first time you've ever built one, but you're pretty sure it's a working one.
Under pressure.
Oh, yeah, that 36 was a nat 20 and a 4 on the guidance die. So,
Wow.
I will
Oh
take
my
my
gosh.
little
Hey, when it
vial.
counts.
I'm going to pull out a single nanite and put it in the pressure chamber.
All right.
And see if it works. See if I come
All
out
right.
with more than one nanite.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pressure are you going to try to put on this thing?
A 6.
All the pressure.
All right. At a 6, you put it in there. You let it go for a while, building up the pressure and whatnot. And after a little bit of time, you kind of hit a stop button, let it release some of that pressure. Yeah. And then you pull it open, and when you look in there, you see two. What was one nanite is now 2 nanites. Still slightly attached. So they are 2 nanites, but they are slightly attached.
I'll put another nanite in. And attempt again.
Do you take out the 2 or just leave them?
I'll just leave them. Well, I'll take them out. I'll put them in
Just leave them in there? Okay.
I'm going to take them out and I'm going to put them in a vial. Those are my misfits. I'll try them again later.
Okay.
And I will increase the pressure by 1.
All right. You increase the pressure, and it builds up and all of that, and it gets all of that, the hissing sounds and whatnot, and then eventually it all stops and releases. And when you open it up, you see 2 nanites completely separated, but they are blackened. They're not really ooze, but they are darkened. But they are still 2 nanites.
I'll put them in another vial. And I'll take the 2 vials and I'll go look for Fix.
Look what I did. Some intimate moment under a tree, and here comes Evangeline, plops herself right down. Hey, check this out.
My forge.
probably
Sorry, he's probably going to show off his armor anyways.
Probably
he
in
would,
your room, actually.
at this point, he'd probably be in his room, and he probably would have called Zybella in to show her the armor.
Yeah.
Come in, have a
What I made.
sit down and talk.
Yeah. She is admiring the armor. Great work. It is.
And then I would tell her
impressive.
about the dream.
You do tell her about the dream.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She will tell you there is an old tale among her people of
The
where'd
veggie
my
tail.
book go? Veggie tales, veggie tales. Now it's about the bunny, the bunny. Oh, I love the bunny. She will tell you about a tale. Sorry, now you got me stuck.
Love a good Veggie Tale song.
Number one
Right?
song of 1969. Now you're not
sugar. Dun, 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 dun.
thinking about
Oh,
Veggie Tales anymore.
all right.
Hmm.
Back to game. She will tell you that there is a tale among her people of the great um, artisans of the elves. Um, dwarvish work is amazing from the mountains, and you know that. But a finely skilled, ready to be enchanted item is often forged by the elves. And the great forgers of the ancient elves learned their craft from Menkala Peak. Menkala Peak, not Mancala Peak. Menkala Peak. Um, they learned their trade from Menkala Peak. She says, I believe it is actually a dormant volcano. Perhaps your dream was showing you something.
Well, I was intending to go to the forest at some point, so maybe I'll have to move that up on the timeline.
It is in the middle of the Black Riage. It is not right next to the Ba'adinu forest. Of course, back at the ancient times of the elves, our forest was much larger. So you might have a little ways to travel out of the forest to get there.
I'm sure I can find my way.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I would guess about now, Evangeline kind of bursts in.
Probably. Just slams open the door. No knocking involved. Check this out.
Yes.
I will hand out the vials. My first 2 attempts at replicating.
I'll take a look at them. These look underdone. These look slightly overdone.
I will tell them this is a 6 and this is a 7. I think 7 for less amount of time might work.
Perhaps. How granular were your calculations? Could you do like a 6.5?
I imagine so. And if I am unsure, I'm sure you will help me.
Absolutely. It's sort of like when cooking. You don't want to turn everything up on the highest heat or cook it less time. You want the right amount of heat to get it done just right. I'll look them over and then hand them back to her and be like, look at what I made.
Show and tell time.
I will get out my and inspect it very closely. This is a very fine set of armor.
The greaves still need some work, some tinkering, but the others, I think there was some divine intervention there. Actually, I know there was some divine intervention to it.
There seems to be a lot of that going on lately.
That there does. And just think, not but a month ago, you didn't believe in gods. Okay, 2 months ago.
Well, the times they are a changing.
That they are. Hopefully, we can lead them to a better path than a more destructive one.
We only have one card running right now, right?
You only have the rune card at the moment.
I'm going to pull it out of my pocket and look at it.
It.
Actually, out of my bag of holding and look at it because I think it's in the bag of holding.
Yep, you switched with Kadeth when he took the shards. Yes, it looks pretty much the same. It's not shifted at all.
I'll hold it up and I'll look at it. You, my friend, are going to see some change soon. And put it in my pocket, or put it back in the bag of holding.
Cybella raises an eyebrow. And that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh, I do want to specify that the conversation with Zybella about the dream and everything, as well as the conversation with Evangeline, was all telepathic.
Okay. All right.
That rock is still in the room, and even though it's buried, I don't know what it's
Well,
capable
that's
of.
true. It is still in the room.
Yeah, we can still put it in a bag of holding, like I said.
No, I want to keep it. I can continue to give them headaches.
Or at least put it outside. Or, like you said before, in a bucket of water.
Bucket of water.
I would have done everything telepathic because that's what Fix was doing with me, except for the whole talking to the card. I'm going to assume buried in the dirt, the ear can't see.
Yeah, no. It is an ear, not an eye. All right. But that is where we're going to end for tonight. And we'll pick this back up next week. So, viewers, thank you for watching. And we're glad to be back. We'll be back again next week. We're back on our weekly schedule. So, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you know when we are live. Leave a comment. Let us know that you watch it. And be sure to check out our website at dnDadJokes.com. And you can check out any of our other social media links if you'd like. They're posted here and on our website. And don't forget about Frankfurt Con this weekend. You can still go to Frankfurt Con, the website, and get tickets. Rhonda is running a table there, and go say hi. So that's it. Miss anything?
Nope.
I don't think so. All right. Well, then we're out of here. We'll see you next week.
See y'all next week.